Scotland in the 18th century was a land in flux. It was a time of great change and transformation, where the old ways were being questioned and new ideas were taking root. Emerging from a turbulent past, it embarked on a period of remarkable intellectual and artistic flourishing. This was a time when the seeds of the Scottish Enlightenment were being sown, leading to groundbreaking advancements in philosophy, science, and the arts. This era, spanning from Allan Ramsay to Walter Scott, witnessed a resurgence of Scottish national identity, reflected vividly in its literature. Writers and poets began to explore themes that were uniquely Scottish, drawing inspiration from their rich cultural heritage. This period wasn't just about pretty words. It was about Scotland finding its voice again. The literature of the time was a powerful expression of the nation's soul, capturing the hopes, dreams, and struggles of its people. This literary renaissance wasn't just about celebrating the past, it was about forging a new path for Scottish literature. Authors were not only preserving their history, but also pushing the boundaries of what literature could be, experimenting with new forms and ideas. Writers grappled with complex themes of identity, politics, and social change, their works imbued with a unique blend of tradition and innovation. They questioned the status quo and sought to understand the rapidly changing world around them. From the vibrant cityscapes of Edinburgh to the rugged beauty of the Highlands, Scotland's literary landscape was as diverse as the land itself. Each region contributed its own unique voice to the chorus, creating a rich tapestry of stories and ideas that continue to resonate to this day. At the forefront of this literary awakening stood Allan Ramsay, a true man of letters, whose influence extended far beyond his own writings. Born in 1686, Ramsay was a poet, playwright, and publisher, whose multifaceted career helped shape the cultural landscape of Scotland. He played a pivotal role in reviving interest in Scotland's literary heritage, a task that required both passion and dedication. Ramsay achieved this by championing older Scottish literature, which had been largely forgotten by his contemporaries. He meticulously collected and published ancient ballads and poems, ensuring that these cultural treasures were preserved for future generations. These works, passed down through generations, found new life in Ramsay's publications, reaching a wider audience than ever before.
Ramsay's own literary output was equally significant, showcasing his versatility and deep understanding of Scottish culture. His pastoral drama, The Gentle Shepherd, became an instant classic, celebrated for its authentic portrayal of rural Scottish life. The play captured the hearts of Scottish audiences with its charming depiction of rural life, resonating with their own experiences and traditions. Its use of the Scots language was particularly noteworthy, as it brought a sense of authenticity and pride to the work. Ramsay wasn't afraid to use the language of the people, a bold choice that set him apart from many of his contemporaries. This decision resonated deeply with readers, who saw their own lives and voices reflected in his works. He bridged the gap between the oral traditions of the past, which had long been a cornerstone of Scottish culture, and the burgeoning literary scene of his time, creating a lasting legacy that continues to inspire.
The 18th century was also the age of enlightenment, and Scotland was at the heart of this intellectual revolution. Thinkers like David Hume and Adam Smith challenged established norms, emphasizing reason and empirical observation. This intellectual ferment had a profound impact on Scottish literature, pushing writers to engage with new ideas and perspectives.
The Enlightenment's emphasis on reason and progress found expression in the works of writers like Henry Mackenzie, whose novel The Man of Feeling explored the complexities of human emotion and morality. This period saw Scottish literature move beyond mere imitation of English models, developing its own distinct character, shaped by the country's unique intellectual and cultural landscape.
As the 18th century progressed, a new generation of poets emerged, capturing the spirit of Edinburgh's urban life. Among them was Robert Fergusson, a brilliant but short-lived talent. Fergusson's poetry pulsated with the rhythms of the city, his verses brimming with wit, satire, and a deep affection for the people of Edinburgh.
Fergusson's poetry was a departure from the formal classical style that had dominated earlier in the century. He wrote in Scots English, capturing the everyday language and concerns of ordinary people. His poems were filled with humour and pathos, offering a vivid glimpse into the lives of Edinburgh's inhabitants, from its street vendors to its social elites.
Section 5. The Rise of Walter Scott. No discussion of Scottish literature in this period would be complete without mentioning Sir Walter Scott, a literary titan who towered over the age, leaving an indelible mark on the literary landscape. Scott's novels, such as Waverley and Ivanhoe, transported readers to a romanticized vision of Scotland's past, filled with chivalrous knights, courageous Highlanders, and captivating tales of love and adventure. S2. Media, romantic couples in historical attire, adventurous scenes from historical reenactments. Born in Edinburgh in 1771, Scott's early life was steeped in the rich history and folklore of Scotland. He was a novelist, poet, and historian who achieved unprecedented fame and influence during his lifetime. Scott wasn't just a writer, he was a rock star of the literary world, celebrated and revered by his contemporaries.
He had a knack for storytelling, weaving intricate plots and creating memorable characters that captured the imagination of readers worldwide. His works were not just stories, they were windows into a bygone era, offering a glimpse into the soul of Scotland. Scott's ability to blend historical fact with fiction made his novels both educational and entertaining, ensuring his legacy would endure for generations. Today, his influence can still be felt as readers continue to be enchanted by his vivid storytelling and rich historical narratives.
Section 6. Romanticism's Hold. Scott's work ushered in the Romantic era in Scottish literature, a movement that celebrated emotion, imagination, and the power of nature.
Romanticism found fertile ground in Scotland, a land steeped in history and legend, its rugged landscapes and turbulent past providing ample fodder for the romantic imagination.
This period witnessed a surge in poetry that explored themes of love, loss, and the human condition against the backdrop of Scotland's breathtaking scenery.
Poets like James Hogg, known for his eerie tale The Private Memoirs and Confessions of a Justified Sinner, tapped into the darker side of Romanticism, exploring themes of guilt, madness, and the supernatural.
Section 7. The Jacobite Cause. The Jacobite risings of the 18th century, which sought to restore the Stuart monarchy to the thrones of England and Scotland, cast a long shadow over Scottish life and literature. The Jacobite cause, with its blend of romance, tragedy, and political intrigue, provided fertile ground for writers who explored its complexities in their works. Scott's novels often featured Jacobite characters and themes, romanticizing the lost cause and its adherents. He presented a nuanced view of the conflict, acknowledging the bravery and conviction of the Jacobites while recognizing the futility of their struggle. Section 8. Political change and literary response. The 18th century was a time of profound political and social change in Scotland. The Act of Union in 1707, which unified Scotland and England under a single parliament, had far-reaching consequences, sparking debate and dissent among Scotland's writers and intellectuals. Some writers, like James Boswell, embraced the Union, seeing it as a path to progress and prosperity. Others, however, lamented the loss of Scottish sovereignty and mourned the passing of an era. This tension between embracing change and clinging to tradition is a recurring theme in Scottish literature of this period.
Section 9. A Legacy Forged. The period from Allan Ramsay to Walter Scott witnessed a remarkable outpouring of literary talent in Scotland. Writers of this era, drawing inspiration from their nation's rich history, vibrant culture and tumultuous past, forged a distinct literary identity for Scotland on the world stage. They gave voice to the hopes, fears and aspirations of a nation undergoing profound transformation. Their works, imbued with a deep love for their homeland and a keen eye for the human condition, continue to resonate with readers today, reminding us of the enduring power of Scottish literature. Section 10. Enduring Influences. The legacy of this golden age of Scottish literature extends far beyond the 18th century. Writers like Allan Ramsay and Walter Scott laid the groundwork for future generations of Scottish writers, their works continuing to inspire and influence artists across various disciplines. From the gritty realism of Irvine Welsh to the lyrical prose of Ali Smith, contemporary Scottish literature owes a debt to the giants who came before. They remind us that Scottish literature is not defined by any single genre or style, but by a shared commitment to exploring the complexities of the human experience with wit, intelligence, and an unwavering connection to the land that shaped them.